Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're out on another adventure trying to find an epic crawling spot, and we've hiked in here about, I don't know, just shy of a mile to an area that I think is pretty cool. I think you guys will like it. But before we get started, a couple weeks ago I had debuted my Axial SCX10 Pro build, and there were a couple of comments on that video and others that I've seen on Facebook groups and others as well in YouTube videos about the SCX10 Pro. So it kind of came on strong, and it's a great looking rig. It came out as a comp rig. It's a pro level rig. It was supposed to be out of the box build that you could take and run in comps, and it seemed like people were really excited about it. I was excited about it. And then it started falling off. And then at this point, now Axial has discontinued it. So I wanted to kind of go over some of the things that I think kind of caused that. And it directly correlates with some of the upgrades that I ended up doing on mine. So I just thought I'd go over that with you. And so here we've got it with us today. I thought I would go ahead and put the original body on it, just so you kind of see it the way it's supposed to be. And I think one of the first things that people were a little upset about is that this was the body that was designed for the SCX10 Pro, but it wasn't legal for comps. It's too short. And so if you were going to run it in a comp, you immediately couldn't run the body that was made for it. So I think that was one piece of the puzzle that people didn't care for. And then if you think about, so when this was released not long after Vanquish had released the VRD Carbon, the VRD stance. And this, as far as the price range goes, these were almost exactly the same price, this kit, as the Vanquish VRD Carbon was. So I think retail on both of them was right around $420, $429, $419, something like that. So when people got, I bought the VRD Carbon first, and it was a great kit. And I'll kind of highlight some of the things in it that really made it kind of stand out. Number one is it came with weighted axles, the F10 portal axles. They came with the steel weights. It came with a machined alloy motor plate. It came with machined gearing in the VFD transmission, and it came with machined gears in your portal housings as well. It also came with a carbon chassis rails, and yeah, so it was straight out of the box. Pretty much you had every upgrade you could buy for it, except for the aluminum axle housings themselves. And right out of the box, it was a line killer. It was a great rig. Everybody's loved it. Everybody raved about it. And so around the same time, they come out with the SCX10 Pro. And so I titled this video the way I did because this is how it should have been. Not necessarily as far as these exact parts. That's not what I'm getting at. I didn't, pick these parts because I think they're the greatest. What I'm saying is that if it was going to compete with the VRD Carbon, this is more similar to how it should have been released, in my opinion. So one of the first things I noticed when I started building it was the piece right here where your track bar mounts, right in here. This little piece is, so on the original axles, these are all plastic parts, right? And this little piece right here in particular, it is super thin. And the mistake that they made was that it was threaded on the thin side and the thick side where your screw would go through and mount. So if you didn't have it lined up just perfectly, it was threading into the thin side, and then if it didn't catch the other side right and you started trying to thread it in, it would push that thin side out. So if you weren't really careful, you could crack that piece. And this is just right from the get-go, and you're building the kit. So that was one thing that I noticed. The second thing I noticed was this piece right here, and it's your rear cross member section. This little piece of plastic, it's super flexible, and I know that they tried to make up for it by adding this piece that come off the back of the transmission to stabilize the transmission and to add an extra piece of stability between the frame rails. But they could have done a better job designing this. A little heavier material, a little thicker, more sturdy to give it, we want a little bit of flex in these, but this is a lot. It's a lot of flex, and it's you can tell they just didn't use the greatest materials on this. As I mentioned, for the VRD carbon, it came out with the machined alloy motor mount. So Axial in the kit, they included this, and granted that it's a really sturdy piece of plastic, and it's strong, and I don't think it's an issue as far as that goes. But when you compare it to the VRD, you're getting a piece of plastic compared to a machined alloy lightweight motor mount. And, at this price range, when you're competing apples to apples between these two rigs, I think it kind of caused people to lean towards the Vanquish a little bit. So as I did my upgrades on this, those were certain things that I addressed. So this is an aluminum plate or aluminum crossmember. It can also be a battery mount. And then I replaced the motor mount with a Mias alloy motor mount and transmission mount. So it is the mount for the transmission and the motor. Much like the VRD, it connects to the rails and is also your mount for your motor. So when you install that, it immediately stiffens up this entire piece. Because they did great, they included alloy pieces here, but you had plastic everywhere else, and it just could have been a better quality. The last thing is are these rails. So these are carbon rails, and it's just so much better. I don't even, it acts like you wanted it to. And it was a good platform to begin with. But I think these little things like this is what caused it to not quite compete. And then, as long as I was at it, because I really like this rig, and I think it has fantastic potential, and it's quickly becoming one of my favorite rigs. But I thought, as long as I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and replace these. So I did alloy pieces here. I like the clear, so I thought it would be kind of cool to have that contrast there. I ended up doing Mias differentials, and I did Mias weighted. They're a brass weighted pieces here on the axle, and then also on the covers themselves. These are brass weighted as well. So all of a sudden I've got a lot of front weight bias. The carbon chassis gives it the flex, but it allows it to flex where it's supposed to, instead of you getting flex from torque from the motor. And it just changed the entire vehicle. I went ahead and did the rear axles as well. These are not Mias. I just like I said, I liked the clear, so I had found these. These are alloy These are the Mias brass mounts for your lower links. And then again, the aluminum Mias differential housing. Everything else stayed the same. So still have the same links. I did do the Endura drive shafts, and I'm waiting for this piece right here. I don't think there's anything wrong with this piece. It's pretty solid, and so was the skid plate. I replaced the skid plate just because I thought as long as I'm doing it, I'll do it. But the skid plate that came with it is actually it's pretty good skid plate, and it doesn't need to be replaced. It was just I thought if I was doing everything else, I'd do it too. So anyway, just some thoughts on that, and I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts as well. I'd like to hear what you think about this rig. I hate it that they discontinued this because it's such a good rig, and I wish that instead of discontinuing it, that they would have addressed it and came out with the Pro V2 or something to that nature, and because it's a great rig, and I hate to see it go. But anyway, I appreciate your comments. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. So if you would drop me some comments, don't hate me. I love the rig. I'm not trying to beat up on the rig. I'm just trying to kind of express why I think the one did really well and this one did not. And I think those are a lot of the reasons why. When they were almost the exact same price, Vanquish just, they added those parts that you didn't get in the Pro. And just so you know, all of the upgrades that I did for this, so the axle housings, all of the mounts, the skid plate, this rear piece, carbon rails, what else? Oh, the motor mount and chassis, just right at $240, I think. And it's interesting because if you added that same cost pretty much to the Vanquish, you could have aluminum housings. You'd have aluminum F10 housings. They're about $130 a piece. So I think that's where they went wrong. The designer obviously knows what he's doing, a world champion. And like I said, fantastic rig. It's growing on me. It's going to end up being one of my favorites. And you can tell it's one of my favorites by the way it is. So anyway, we're going to get this out and go get some footage of it. And yeah, so we'll see you next time.